YouTube land, what's good? It's your boy B Heard, aka Brian, aka Prince, aka Prince Vegeta with Hayden, aka PB. If you don't know me, future FGC commentator here to give you the preview show of the 2018 Capcom Cup round number 1. Today we're talking about Big Bird and Gachikun. You know, last week we did, of course, crossover versus Tokido. So this is the person, whoever wins that match, who I predicted, go check the video. We'll play this person who I have winning this match. I'll get into that later. But first thing first, let's talk about the 16th seed Big Bird. Big Bird plays a repertoire of characters as far as Rashid, Zeku, and Ken, which I think the Rashid will help him out in this matchup against Gachikun's Rashid, obviously. Do I think he'll mirror it? I don't think so, because I think he has all the advantages in the world, seeing as he knows how to play Rashid to an exceptionally high level. So, if anything, he'll just... If he does start off with a mirror match, if he loses, he can switch to a different character. Give him a completely different game plan. If I'm Gachikun, I want to focus on all 3 characters that Big Bird can play, which is Rashid, Zeku, and Ken. But let's get into the results here. Big Bird at the TGU 2018 finished 7th place. North Cal Regionals, he finished 25th. Sagan Cup. I think I had it right the first time. I don't know. He finished 4th. Combo Breaker finished 13th. CEO, he finished 33rd. VS Fighting finished 5th. Evo finished 97th. Oof. I think that's his worst finish too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that is his worst finish. 3rd at Street Grand Battle 2018. 5th at the EU Final EGX. 1st at the South Asia Major, Asia Regional Finals. That was a huge first time, and that was a premier event too. So he ended up with 1,152 points, finished 17th. In Europe, he was 18th with 40 points. 6 top 8 placements, 1 tournament, a premier tournament, and towards the end of the season too, one of the few remaining premiers that you could win. That was a huge win for Big Bird. And last year he did go to Capcom Cup, but he placed 25th. So I definitely think he'll do a little bit better this year. I don't know how high I have him, but I have him doing a little bit better than 25th this year, hopefully, speaking. Is there anything else I wanted to mention about Big Bird as far as like his placements and his stats go? I think that's it. I kind of covered everything. Let's talk about his counterpart, which Gachikun. Gachikun finished 17th place with a whopping 1,114 points, finished 18th in the global standings, 6th in the Asia region with 190 points. Last year went to Capcom Cup as well, finished 17th. Rashid main. I would be shocked if he plays anyone else during this tournament. I don't see it happening. Let's go into the results, shall we? 4th place at final round, very good start. Started off very strong. NCR finished 33rd, and I feel like that happens to a lot of pros now that I think about it. Tokido may be an exception, maybe a few will be exceptions, but you'll have a pro that has a dominant performance right in one tournament. Then the next tournament, they might make it out of pools, they might not, and they finish 33rd or 25th or 17th. It's just a weird kind of. It just depends on who's blocking that day, who's anti-air, and who has a good day, who has whiff punishes. You know what I'm saying? It just all depends on the day. That's why you play the game, baby. But back into the results: 7th at Stunfest, 13th at Combo Breaker, 33rd at CEO. A budget cup. It's ABUGET. I guess that was a ranking event. He won that. VS Fighting, he finished 17th. Evo finished 4th. TW Fighter finished 17th. 33rd at Esports Festival in Hong Kong. 9th at Final Fighters China. SoCal finished 33rd. Tokyo Game Show, he finished 13th. The Online East Asia 2, he finished 3rd. And 9th at the SEA Major Asia Regional Final. One thing about Gachikun is he never got anything worse than 33rd place. So obviously that was enough to get him solidified as far as the points and the standings go. So, I take 33rd place, especially if you look at this 33rd place finishes. That's a premiere, that's a premiere, that's a premiere, that's a premiere. They were all at premiere, so you still got points at the, you know what I'm saying, regardless. Now, if it's like 33rd place in a ranking event, you're not getting any points because only 7th place gets 1 point, you know what I'm saying? So there was no harm, no foul there. Yeah, Gachikun's a beast. I think he's one of the better Rashids. You know, you have your Big Bird, you have John Takeuchi. I feel like there's another Oil King. Is that another Rashid player? I'm sure there's another Rashid player that I'm thinking I'm butchering off the top of my head. I'll come back to it if I can come back to it. But let's see, is there anything else I want to place? Oh, yeah. And the funny thing, too, about these two guys being 16th and 17th is Big Bird, you know, I said had 6 top 8 placements this year, and Gachikun had 5. So it's kind of, it's just, you can kind of tell, like, how close they really were as far as placements and things of that nature goes. And then, like I said, Big Bird won 1 tournament, which happened to be premiere, the SEA Major. And then Gachikun won a tournament, but like I said, that was a ranking event, so that was the only tournament that he had won. Now, these two, when I looked it up, I just typed in their names versus each other. So if they had played each other this year, like say Big Bird had eliminated Gachikun at some point in the tournament, or Gachikun had eliminated Big Bird, I'm not too sure, so I can't speak on it. Let's see, anything that I wanted to put at the Red Bull Tower of Pride tournament that took place, I want to say last year. Big Bird versus Gachikun is the matchup that I actually think we're going to see too, as far as the characters are concerned. It was Zeku, Big Bird, and then Gachikun's Rashid. Big Bird won that 3-0. So, do I see it falling fit with this matchup in the CPT standings? Honestly, I do. And the reason why I say that is I think that Gachikun makes a better losers run than Big Bird. So I have Big Bird advancing, playing Tokido. I mean, if you're at this point anyway, you probably watched the other video, right? It's only right. Yeah, so I have Big Bird advancing on, going against Tokido, the number 1 seed. I think Gachikun's going to make an amazing losers run. I don't know how far I have him going because I still haven't seen who else I'm putting in losers. I'm kind of I'm making my bracket as I go, essentially. The next matchup is Oil King versus Momochi, so that's the 8th seed versus 25th seed, so that it would be either like a Rashid versus like a Colleen, could be a Cody, could be a Ken, but another Rashid, back-to-back Rashids, what are the odds of that? But yeah, I think Big Bird's going to come out strong. I'm saying he 3-0'd them before. It's definitely possible, especially when you have the Rashid matchup that he does. And on top of that, he has a Zeku that I want to say it. I think it is the best Zeku. Is there another Zeku player? I know Wolf Chrome plays him, but I'm trying to think of like Big Bird's level. None are coming to mind. And then if anything, he has Ken if he wants to pull that out. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a lot of people playing Kens. I think the only people out of the list that I see as far as this CPT, the Capcom Cup, is Momochi, Christitarian. I think that's it as far as the list of Ken players go that I'm looking at the list. I mean, Punk could play Ken if he wanted to. Yeah, that's it. So Gachikun, I don't know who he's gonna have as his training partners, but he better find somebody quick too. I think he pick up a recent sponsor too. If I'm not mistaken, I think he picked up a recent sponsor. He might have got sponsored by Red Bull too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure, but I think it's gonna be a close set though. I think if it's best out of 3 or best out of 5, I think it's gonna be 3-2, or even if it's like best out of 3, I think it's gonna be 2-1. It's gonna be a close set. So I have Big Bird in a slight advantage over Gachikun. But like I said, the next matchup we're going to cover is Oil King versus Momochi. Oil King had a hell of a year, started out very strong. Momochi, I don't want to say he kind of teetered, but he played Colleen, I think, beginning of the year, and I think he kind of tried Cody. Cody wasn't really what he wanted him to be. I think he's kind of in the same boat as Bonchan. where they used them, but they weren't really like the main options. They still had the other characters they used, but they're still two strong players. Yeah, man, I think that'll be it for this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Like I said, we're going to do one over every matchup. Then we're going to do the top 8 and who I have in the last chance qualifying, who I have winning preview show under 3 weeks away. I can't wait. Hopefully the audio doesn't sound too bad because I had to kind of doing this early, like 6 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully I'm not too loud, but I'm loud enough for y'all to hear me, so it's actually a quality video. But until next time, I'm out. Peace. 君の想いが高鳴る